Good morning, children. I know all of you are enjoying your holidays. Long holidays you have had, isn't it? Well, now, children, remember one thing: the people all around the world are suffering from coronavirus pandemic, and this is the time God has given us to pray for them. And I have told you all many times during assembly to pray every day in the morning and in the evening. Every morning as you get up from your bed, you surrender yourself to God. Pray for the members of your family. Pray for the members of your school family. Now is the time for you to pray for the people all over the world who are suffering from this coronavirus pandemic. Many people are suffering, many are dying every moment. I am talking to you, even at this moment, people are dying. We are enjoying good health. Thank the Lord for the good health that God has blessed you with, and also pray for them. The Lord may show His mercy and His compassion and His love and bring His healing touch upon every one of them. Today, children, I am going to teach you on sentence. You have already learned in smaller classes what a sentence is. It consists of how many parts, subject, predicate, all that you have learned. But today you will have the recapitulation or revision of what you have learned in smaller classes. So kindly look at the board.
In this module, we will learn about sentences in detail. By definition, a sentence is a group of words that makes complete sense. So, a group of words that have a particular meaning.
So, what is a sentence, children? A sentence is a group of words that makes a complete sense. If there is no complete sense, means it is not a sentence. Now, what is a sentence? A sentence is a group of words which gives complete sense. Now, there are four things that you have to remember when you write a sentence. The first thing that you have to remember is you should start writing the sentence with a capital letter. A sentence always starts with a capital letter. And when you write a sentence, words should be put in proper order. Otherwise, it will not give you a sense, and otherwise it will not be a sentence. So, words should be written in proper order. And then you also should see that it has got a complete sense. And then the sentence should end with either full stop or with a question mark or with an exclamatory mark. So, ends with full stop, question mark or exclamatory marks.
Raju hits the ball. Here, the individual words Raju hits the ball combine to form a group that has a particular meaning. Someone named Raju has hit the ball.
This is the sentence that they have given you. Raju hits the ball. And here you find a full stop. Here you find a sentence starting with a capital letter, and it gives you complete sense. So you say it is a sentence.
Hence, this group of words makes a sentence. In this module, we will learn about
as I told you, the sentence should have complete sense. That's already it is shown. And also I told you it can end with a question mark also. So for example, if I write a question, what did the teacher say? Now here the sentence is ending with a question marks. Now another sentence I am writing here, that is here you find the sentence is ending with an exclamatory mark. Here you find a sentence ending with a question mark. Here you find a sentence ending with a exclamatory mark. Here you find a sentence ending with a full stop. And in every sentence I have started with a capital letter. These things you have to keep in mind. Now you are going to learn about the parts of the sentence.
Subject. By definition, subject of a sentence is the person, place, thing, or idea being talked about.
Now what is the subject? Subject of a sentence is the person, place, thing or idea being talked about. What we talked about, whom we talked about, that is what subject is. For example, just now we wrote a Raju hits the ball. Here we are talking about whom? We are talking about Raju. If I write here, the teacher teaches the students. Here also the subject is the person. Now they said that place, thing or idea can become the subject. Now this is with the person. Now coming back to the place. Lucknow is the capital of UP, place. Lucknow is a place. So that's what we said that you can have subject as a place. So place we have written here Lucknow. If I write Gulavati is a small place. Again, after writing that I put a full stop. Now again it is a place. Now coming back to now, if you start with the now here all in this sentence, Lucknow is the subject. In this sentence, Gulavati is the subject. So place can come, person's name can come, or we can have things or ideas. Now for example, this blackboard is too small. Again, here it is a thing. This blackboard. This is the subject. So also here they mentioned here. It can be person, it can be place, it can be a thing. This blackboard is too small, or this pointer is too big or too large, whatever it can be. But things can also come as a subject. Now the last part is that given is an idea. Idea also can become as a subject. For example, I write here honesty is the best policy. Here, idea. It has come there as a subject. Honesty is the best policy. So I hope you have understood this now. It can be a place, it can be a person, it can be a thing, or it can be an idea as a subject. One thing more you have to remember, children. Now in all these sentences you have seen the subject has come right in the beginning, and every subject has started the sentence. We have started with the capital letter. Every sentence we have started with the capital letter, and remember that it should be written in a capital letter as well as with a full stop or question mark or exclamatory mark. And in all these sentences you saw the subject is placed in the first place. Lucknow, Gulavati, Raju, all this come right in the beginning. But there are also sentences in which subject is placed at last. For example, in this sentence, if I ask you which is the subject, the tendency of the students would be the first what is placed. The words that are written first, you will say that is sentence. That is the subject. That is not the subject. Here the subject will be in the heart of the forest lived a saint. The subject is a saint. So I have to say a saint lived in the heart of the forest. Who lived? You ask the question who. Or you ask the question what? You will get the answer. Here, in the heart of the city, heart of the forest, lived a saint. So who lived there? A saint lived. So saint is the subject. For the heart cannot become subject. A saint comes here as a subject. Another sentence. I have written here, sweet are the uses of adversity, the bad times or the difficulty. Then for that we say adversity. Now I have written here, sweet are the uses of adversity. Now when I say this, what is the subject in this? The tendency of the students is always to say the first what is written. Sweet, almost of them right here, sweet is the subject, it's not the subject. Sweet is not the subject. Subject will be here adversity. So subject will be the adversity. So I want you to remember that subject need not be always in the first place. It can be placed at last too. But you have to understand the sense of the sentence. Only then you will be able to say which is the subject. Now, just now we learned about what is a subject. Now we are going to learn about what is a predicate. Predicate consists of a word or group of words which shows what is being talked about the person. About the person. Here Saurabh is reading. Now here we said Saurabh is subject. Now what we speak about the person what we speak, about the thing what you say, about the place what you say, that will be the predicate. Now what are we speaking about the Saurabh? Saurabh is a reading. So the reading, this reading will become the predicate. Now here they have said the predicate consists of a word. Predicate need not be always with the verb and the object. Predicate also consists with the one word. For example, if I write here, the teacher spoke. It is a sentence. The teacher spoke. It is a sentence. So one verb is enough. So that's what it said. One word is enough. Next one, or group of words which shows that we talked about the person we have already written. Now, for example, to write about the place, we had already written now Delhi is a big city. Now we spoke about what? We spoke about woman, about the place, that is Delhi. So this will become the subject. Now, what did we speak about about Delhi? We spoke about Delhi that it is a big city. Now, this will become the predicate. Rest of the portion will be left as a predicate. Next one here we have what is a thing. For example, if I write here, this blackboard is too small for a teacher. Now here, automatically you know subject is this blackboard. So this is the subject. Now rest of the portion will be predicate. What we spoke about the board will be predicate. What did we say about the blackboard? The blackboard is too small for a teacher to write. So as to say. So I hope you have understood this. Similarly, now we take only that idea we speak about. We had just before, we had written honesty is the best policy. Now if I write here, honesty is the here the subject will be honesty. Honesty will be the subject. The rest of the portion will be predicate. So what we speak about the subject is a predicate. About whom we speak, about which place we speak, about which thing we speak, that becomes the subject. And all of you revise what is being taught to you today, and tomorrow I will make you understand what is a phrase and the difference between a phrase and a sentence and kinds of sentences. Thank you, children.